Hello and welcome to Football Mag Daily, and we are here with another episode of a trip to Europe. We somehow managed to get rid of Videep for this episode, and we have got Sid instead. Priyanka from Fanspire and Chinmay will be continuing with us for this episode as well. So let's just get to it. So, Siddhant, you can start. What do you think about the first game?
Well, I think first game Italy versus Wales. I think Italy have been very good. People didn't probably think so much about them, but I think they've been very good and they'll sweep this game easily.
So, what's your score?
I think 2-0 Italy.
Okay, Priyanka?
Yeah, as you just said, that Italy have been really good, and I need to second that. And I do think that Italy is going to win as well over Wales. I think it will be a 2-1 victory for Italy.
Chinmay?
I think both of these teams are, very, very close to qualification. I think it is already done that. So Wales would want to secure the qualification. Although that is the case, I think Italy do win this game. They've been quite good, as the other panelists have said, and going for a 2-1 victory. Bale was amazing yesterday. So I'm hoping for another Bale masterclass, but ending up in defeat.
Yeah, Italy have matched their unbeaten record of 30 games now, and I think they will continue it for at least this game. So I'm going for a 3-1 victory for Italy. So let's immediately get to the next game, Switzerland versus Turkey. Chinmay?
Well, Switzerland versus Turkey, everybody, me included, I thought Turkey will do well at this tournament given the players that they have, but that wasn't the case. Um, I do think they do get a win. I don't see Switzerland causing an uproar. I think Turkey win it. I'm going to go with 2-0 for Turkey.
Okay. Uh, Siddhant?
I feel yeah, like people expected Turkey to do a lot, but honestly I didn't. But I feel this game neither of them would win. It'll be a 1-all draw.
Priyanka?
Yeah, I think I too am going to go with a 1-all draw because, as the other panelists said, that Turkey a lot was expected, and I don't think they're going to perform. And they may not want to finish last in their group, but I think it's sadly going to end in a 1-all draw.
Okay, I think I was also expecting Turkey to turn out to be one of the dark horses of the competition, but the way they are playing until now, it doesn't seem like that. So I will back Siddhant and Priyanka and go with a 1-all draw as well. I think this group is a really boring one to be honest, and I'm not really interested, but we gotta do it anyways. Priyanka, you can start.
Yeah, I do think that Austria is going to take the win over here, and I predict a 1-0 win there.
Uh, Chinmay.
You said boring, but to be honest, this is the one open group I see so far because Ukraine are winning as we are recording, and if Austria do lose tonight against Netherlands, Ukraine versus Austria becomes a direct qualification game. So I'm expecting for some fireworks there. If Netherlands do win today, so I'm going for Ukraine to be honest. I know Arnautovic will be back for that game, but I'm just Yarmolenko scored another goal, so there's two goals already for him in the tournament, and I'm looking for a Ukraine win here. 1-0 for Ukraine.
Okay, Siddhant.
Yeah, even I feel like Chinmay, Ukraine have a chance and they have a really good chance. They're winning right now, and I feel they might be able to edge Austria 2-1.
Okay, I think Ukraine have been decent in this tournament, and they did bring out a good performance against Netherlands, which should have been actually dominated by Netherlands, but Ukraine played well nonetheless. Uh, However, I will be going to the other side and say that Austria is going to win it with a 2-1 score. So the next game is Macedonia versus Netherlands. Chinmay, what are your thoughts?
Netherlands, before when we had our first episode, I said Netherlands don't have a very good chance in the tournament, and I do stick by it because their team isn't something which is creating a lot of havoc. But getting out of this group is very easy with the team they have, and I will go for a Netherlands win here. I'll go for a 2-0 win.
Okay. Siddhant?
I think pretty easy game for Netherlands, 3-0.
Yeah. Priyanka?
Yeah, same. I do think this is a good game for Netherlands, and they'll come out with a win. 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah. Everyone is bending towards Netherlands here, and it would seem that way. It should be a big victory, and 3-0 seems fine with me as well. So we move on to the next match. Priyanka, you can start.
Yeah, here I am going to go with Belgium getting a win over Finland. 2-0 win.
Is the Chinmay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going for a 2-0 as well for Belgium. I hope to see a good performance by the Belgium team.
Sid. Sid, you can continue.
I feel Belgium obviously another easy game for them. I think they'll win 3-0 this time.
Yeah, Belgium are world number one, and we did see Lukaku, tributing that goal kind of to Eriksen after that horrible incident which happened as he collapsed onto the ground. Uh, and Belgium are world number one, whereas Finland are just, I've said this many, a couple of times, I'm going to say it again, they're just happy to be here. So I'll also go for a big win for Belgium, a 3-0 win. Now this game is interesting. Russia versus Denmark with Eriksen out now. I think everyone stood with him, but UEFA made a controversial call to continue the match anyways, which later Schmeichel said that that was forced. So what are your thoughts about that, all three of you?
Foolish. It's absolutely foolish. If whatever Peter Schmeichel, I believe Peter Schmeichel, by the way, over UEFA any day of the week, because UEFA are scumbags too. We all avoided that when we were talking about the ESL, but of course, let's get back to the fact that UEFA aren't some saint either. And as you just said, it's just foolish for them, and it's heartbreaking for the committee to tell Denmark to literally threaten Denmark to play off our feet. That's quite sad to see as a football fan.
Siddhant, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, all the ESL drama had us forget that UEFA are no good anyways. But I think yeah, I'm not surprised really seeing that they forced them to continue the game, and anything Schmeichel says, yeah, I'm gonna agree with it because
Yeah.
Schmeichel is a very respected person in the game of football, and
I mean,
yeah,
the level UEFA are falling down to is ridiculous because I would love to praise all the Denmark players and the Finland players as they help towards healing Eriksen's injury or whatever you would call it, and how they supported and the audience cheering for him for the whole match was amazing. Priyanka?
Yeah, what I want to point out is, as fans just watching that, we were quite shaken up, and it was quite a scary thing to watch. And just imagining what the players must have gone through would be like 10 times what we felt just seeing it on our television screens. So, exactly, I don't agree with what they did and the way they put it out also to the media that, okay, the players have agreed to play because they didn't have a choice. They were given like two options and they just had to choose between that. So, I don't think it's fair, for them players to be. Firstly, they go through so much of, football is such a game that it takes a toll on your mind as well as your physical body. And after such an incident, to come back and play, it's it's such a difficult thing to do. So, I definitely do not like what was done, and but I hope this isn't repeated in the future. So yeah.
I think everyone was really tensed and down for the while, which we didn't know what happened to Ericsson exactly. But the news came out that he's fine and all, but he won't be playing for some time at least. There are sources which suggest that he won't play at all. But let's wait and watch. So, what are your predictions, Chinmay, for this game?
Um, well, to be honest, Ericsson was a big part of their team, and without Ericsson, they do have a good team. I suggested that they would top that group, but without Ericsson, there is a huge cog missing in that team, and also the emotional battle that they're facing. So unfortunately, I go back on my own prediction of them dropping the group, and I actually suggest that Russia will win the game and most probably might just knock Denmark out of the tournament.
Siddhant?
Yeah, as Chinmay said, it will be very difficult for Denmark players now to play at this mental state. But I still feel they might be able to do something in this game. I think they'll win 2-1 against Russia.
Okay. Priyanka?
Yeah, I personally really wanted Denmark to win this game, but I don't know how they would do that, and I just predict a nil all draw for this match, a 0-0 draw. Yeah.
I think everyone has got a soft spot for Denmark, especially after the whole Ericsson thing. And yeah, even I would love for Denmark to win, but it looks like a draw is what is going to happen in this game, according to me. A one-all draw at best. So let's move on to the game. Chinmay will be die-heartedly watching, and then we'll get his reaction maybe. Chinmay?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping third game of the group. I'm hoping we find our best team. Harry Maguire has come out in an interview and said that he's fit. So I'm happy if Tyrone Mings steps down after a good first game. I hope Maguire comes in by the third game at least, if not the second game. And I hope England win. Really, I hope England win the group comfortably. If they do win, they face a runner-up of the group of death. But again, if you want to win a tournament, you have to win some battles, don't you? So let's
Yeah.
just hope that we do win that game and put some fears to ease. I'd go for a 2-0, 2-0 England victory, a clean sheet.
Priyanka, last time you predicted that Scotland is going to defeat England. So, do you think a repeat will happen and England will just go falling down?
No, I do think that England would win this match against Czech, but I not too sure. I think it will be a 3-0 win for England though.
Siddhant? Siddhant?
I mean, this is one of the more easier games in the tournament. Yeah, I think England should easily win this 3-0 for me.
Okay. I think we saw the Czech game and we saw that beautiful goal scored from almost the half line, which was amazing. And then we saw the England match as well, where I think Southgate did get a lot of stick for playing Sterling and Trippier, but I understand why he did that. Sterling can go behind the fullbacks, and Trippier is a more defensive fullback as compared to Luke Shaw.
And
So I
Chilwell,
hope,
yeah.
yeah. So I hope, yeah, and Chilwell. So I hope that Grealish starts this game as we don't need that tactic this time. And I am hoping for a big win as I am rooting for England this year. I am going for a 3-0 win as well. I think this is the more better of the games, Croatia versus Scotland. What are your thoughts, Siddhant?
I feel, yeah, I think Scotland have improved massively over the years as a team. And I think Croatia also very good. We saw in 2018, but they've dipped a bit. And I still feel that they might be able to pull something out of this game. 2-1 Croatia.
Okay. Priyanka?
For what I've seen these two teams this year, I don't think it may be a high scoring game. So I'm going to go with a one all draw.
Chinmay?
Scotland lost that game to Czech Republic in the first game week. Everybody knows that. But one thing a lot of people are not noticing is that the game was very intense, and Scotland managed to stay up with the intensity of that game. I think Scotland actually do have the courage and the team to cause an upset here against Croatia. Croatia, as I've been saying all along, are kind of a dying breed now, at least for this tournament. I I love an underdog story, and I actually feel the likes of Robertson and let's say McGinn, and there are some players who can really go on and get a hold of Croatia. I'm looking for a 2-1 surprise victory for Scotland.
I think for the previous game for Croatia, which they played England, where England really dominated them. We just saw England attack, and Croatia somehow first it hit the crossbar, then Sterling and his popular misses. So yeah, it sounds bad for Croatia, but I was really expecting Scotland to pull something off against Czech. So I think both are coming off after a disappointing game, but I will lean towards Croatia for a 2-0 win. So Sweden versus Poland. Chinmay?
Sweden are a good team. Poland, Lewandowski is supposed to take center stage because it is his tournament and he's not. Sweden are a good team, as I said. Isaac is another good talent, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows Dortmund will go for him and sell him for 200 million about 2 years or 3 years later. So, I'm looking for Sweden here. Um, Probably think a 2-1 victory and causing a shout for Isaac to score a goal to just impress the Dortmund scouts a little bit more.
I think I'm going to go to the other side and say that it will be a 2-1 victory for Poland, where Lewandowski will turn up. Siddhant?
Yeah, I think I agree with you as well. I think Poland will 2-1.
Okay. Priyanka?
Yeah, I know Poland does have Lewandowski and everyone's relying on him to actually, take the team forward. But I don't think this one-man army team is going to work, and it's going to be more up to the actual, involvement of all 11 players to get a win. And that's why I'm choosing Sweden to get a 1-0 win over Poland.
Okay. So Slovakia versus Spain, we saw Morata miss a lot of chances and everything, and then people were starting to compare him with Werner and all. So, what do you think about Spain right now, Chinmay?
Well, if Spain play the way they played in the first game, then they're never going to score a goal in the whole tournament. They might qualify, playing all three nil-alls and then qualify and then still get knocked out because you need to score a goal to win the game of football. That is a simple fact, and they
Yeah.
weren't able to do that in the first game. I hope Spain win. I'm a supporter of the big houses too. I hope I've seen Slovakia. Hamzik is one name which always stands out. But let's just hope Luis Enrique can get his act together in the last game, and it's in Seville too. So going for a 2-0 victory. I hope they can score two. I don't know if they can, but I just hope they can score two goals.
Yeah, Siddhant?
I would say, yeah, I think Spain played well last time. They just couldn't finish their chances, especially one person. So I think if Enrique gets this one right, plays a better striker or a different striker this time, I think they'll they'll win this one easily, 2-0 for Spain.
Okay. Priyanka?
Yeah, I would think that Spain would want to bounce back from not getting a win, but I predict a 1-0 win for Spain.
I think I'm expecting something bigger from Spain now. And Chinmay was right in saying that they have to score goals because they don't really have Sergio Ramos to stop the goals for them. And talking about Sergio Ramos, it was just announced that Sergio Ramos will be leaving Real Madrid. Uh, so, do you guys have anything to say about that, Chinmay?
Uh, I'm feeling sad. I felt like crying in the morning, and I'm not making this up, and I'm not even a Madrid fan. But that tells you because Sergio Ramos is the definition of a leader and a class defender. So when I woke up early and I saw Fabrizio Romano, the king, tweet about Sergio Ramos, and something inside me just felt missing because I thought, imagine watching a Real Madrid game, or imagine watching an El Clasico and seeing Sergio Aguero, Lionel Messi running, and there's no number four. So I just don't have words to describe how I'm feeling. Felt very very bad with the way it was handled, and they look. I love Madrid as a team, but they have a way of handling these legends, don't they? They've disrespected them over the years, and I just it's shocking for someone like Perez who actually does kind of love his club. So shocking to be honest.
I think even the Real Madrid fans themselves are disappointed in the club, as we have seen this treatment with Casillas as well, then Ramos now. Would you like to add anything,
Zidane,
Priyanka or Chinmay?
Zidane, Zidane 2 weeks back.
Zidane as well.
Zidane 2 weeks back, you see, and you just feel sad at their
Yeah,
club.
and I'm not even a Real Madrid fan. I would in fact rather
Exactly.
support Barcelona, but it just feels bad as a neutral. Priyanka said, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I like as you all said that he's been a big part of that club for so long, and he's like achieved so much. I think I saw snapshots of his press conference today, and it's really sad as a football fan to see someone who has been with that club, won so many trophies, like leave just like that. And but honestly, I'm looking forward to see where he joins next now after this. So yeah.
Siddhant?
Yeah, obviously, I think we all know Ramos is one of the modern footballing greats. Yeah, there's no denying that, and there's been a lot of issue earlier as well between Madrid and departing players. But I think, yeah, what would be interesting to see is where he goes next, because there are quite a few clubs, and honestly, any clubs that Ramos joins, it'll be a plus point for the club itself. So it'll be really interesting to see where he decides to go.
Yeah. Sergio Ramos is still one of the best defenders to play football right now, and no one can deny that. I think I didn't give my prediction for this game. I'm going for a big Spain win, a 3-1 win for Spain. So let's get on to the main group, the group of death. Germany versus Hungary. We saw Germany perform decently against a team like France. A 1-0 win was okay. I think people were expecting more from France. Chinmay?
Well, I don't want to take any taunts or any banters here, but if I could describe watching Germany play, I would probably say Chelsea is the closest team. Because it was it's very creative, but no finishing in the third half of the final third, and that really defines what Chelsea had problems with too under Lampard. So to be honest, I just hope Hungary can get a point here. Hungary managed to put off Portugal to the 84th minute. After that, Rafa Silva came in and gave a Lionel Messi performance. So I can't really say anything about that. I think Hungary actually pull off a draw here. Germany, if Hungary do go there with a game plan, they can actually go on and get a good draw here. So I'm going for a 1-all draw. I think Hungary do score, Germany score, but they pull off a draw.
I think you have too much hate for Germany right now to say all of this. But yeah, Hungary were
No,
incredible, and I was, yeah, you
okay,
think.
go ahead. It's okay.
Okay, so yeah, Hungary. I was really happy Hungary holding Portugal to the draw because if you remember in the projector, I said that Hungary will be one of the underdogs in the Fanspare channel as well. And you guys were teasing me, so I was like, I'll get back to them. But then I saw the score and I was like, okay. So I'm actually going for a clean sheet, big Germany win. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Germany. Siddhant?
I think, yeah, Hungary will give Germany a fight, and Germany have really not been as what they used to be before. So I think, but they will manage to edge this game. 1-0 Germany.
Priyanka?
Yeah, I think I also agree with the fact that Hungary will give a good fight, but I think Germany will just have a little bit of edge over them, and I go for a 1-0 win for Germany.
Yeah, but it is kind of fair to say that Germany, at least in the first game, were better than what we saw in the qualifiers or the games against teams like Macedonia and Ukraine. And it's also scary that France were not on their best. So if this is not their best, I don't know what is. What will happen when they do get back to their best? It is going to be really frightening for all the other teams. So Portugal versus France, I guess the game of the week, the main game, everyone will be watching. Chinmay?
If Portugal win in the second game week against Germany, like I have predicted already on this channel, this will just be a mere friendly because it's only if goal difference also has a say, then you can maybe already know your first and second place. You never know who might draw in the second game week. So let's see. I'm going for. Uh, I think both of these teams will go deep into the tournament. I am supporting Portugal as my second team here in the tournament. But I think in the group stages, at least, France headed out. And as you said, they weren't at their best in Munich. And imagine what happens when they do come at their best. So I'm going for a two, let's say three. I'm going for a 3-1 victory for France here. But I think if they do meet ahead in the future, it probably changes up again.
Siddhant?
Yeah, I think obviously game of the week, like you said, I think it's going to be very very good game overall, and I think there's going to be a lot of goals here. But I like Portugal a bit, so I'm gonna say 2-1 Portugal.
Okay, so you're going for the controversial prediction this time. Priyanka?
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch these two, I should say, big teams right now. The kind of players they have. I'm just, as a fan, excited to see that clash between really good players and the teams. But I think France is going to win this, and I predict a 2-1 win for France.
we're going to see one of the greatest players to play. Ronaldo will be playing the game, and he did break the record in the game against Hungary. He scored 2 goals, and then he was in the news all week, wasn't he, with the whole Coca-Cola controversy and everything. And then we saw Pogba at his best. It was a really different Pogba than what we saw at Manchester United. I think Deschamps' system just fits better to him, and I think Pogba will do
Come
something.
on, come on, Irish. Listen, I've been
No,
hearing
no,
that kind of. I've been
I'm not blaming
No,
Manchester
no,
United.
no. It's not, again. Listen, I've been hearing statements say that every single hour for the last 2 days, and I just tell everybody the same answer. Give Man United N'Golo Kante, and don't worry, you'll see the same Pogba all year round because that's what Kante does for him, and that is why Pogba performs at his best. He needs a cleaner behind him, and if he does have that cleaner, then you will see Pogba to the best of his abilities.
See, you know that I'm always happy to hear Kante's praises and everything, but I think Pogba also played a very major part in the victory. I will be leaning towards a big victory for France, a 3-1 victory for France. So I think, do you guys have anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, just want to make one last point to all of our fans who are actually looking at the games as they come by and wanted to tick it down in their calendars too next week. We can see that there are games at 6:30, 9:30, 12:30 this week. But FYI, all the teams in the same group, that is, there are two matches per group, right? They will be playing at the same time next week. So Group A has the same timings, Group B has the same timings. So what I want to tell you is basically say if three teams are in contention, nobody will actually know what's going on in the other group. So that's going to be a huge factor. You do you remember the scenes with the Atletico and Real game in May? I think if you remember, a lot of people were
Yeah,
passing
yeah.
messages on the bench.
Continue.
Um,
Just a
so
second.
I remember watching that game in the La Liga, and everybody is passing messages. That, you know what, Atletico scored, Real scored, and you might just see scenes like that. So it's just going to add to the fun, just going to add to all the banter, to the spice, because you will see teams actually being scared that what, they've scored 1 goal. I think we might need to score two for the goal difference. Let's see. I think Italy is the only team. We're recording this, Wednesday, Thursday, right? It's
Yeah,
Thursday today.
Thursday. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Thursday.
we're recording this, and Italy is the only team to be confirmed into the knockout stages. So let's just hope we get to see a amazing round of fixtures next week.
You gave the example of Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. I would also like to remind you another one, the one where City's Aguero moment was there
No,
with the
no, no,
same
no,
time
no.
fixtures. I think that one
Let's
is my
not,
favorite.
let's not talk about City and Aguero moment here. Please, that just come on. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay, sure. So that was our predictions for game week 3. We will be back with another episode next week. Let's hope that Videep continues out of the whole video and we can continue this fun. Priyanka, do you have anything to say?
No, obviously expecting another really interesting week ahead. And of course, thanks for having us from the Fanspire. Love collaborating with y'all, and this has been fun. So yeah, looking forward to the matches and seeing whose predictions were right and not.
Okay, so yeah, we will link the link for Fanspire on our YouTube description, and also we are going to go live on Fanspire's channel for Euros. And you can, by the time this video is uploaded, it will already be done, so you can just watch the recording afterwards, and I think you'll enjoy it. They have some really good content, and you can check them out. We'll link their other social handles as well. Thank you.